For the most part, music is written on 11 lines on a score. And here's 11 lines. But when you see it in the score, it's not written like this. Because if you saw 11 lines like this, it would look pretty confusing. Because, I mean, to try and pick that one out, I mean, that is the fifth space up. But, you know, is this the sixth line in or the sixth line up? That's pretty confusing. So what you see in the score is they take the first 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and those are moved up. And then the bottom 5 lines, those are moved down. Whoops. Okay. And then you have one line in the middle, but that line isn't written. That line, you write it only when you need it. So that's what you got mostly in the score. You've got 5 lines here and 5 lines there. Now that line in the middle, let's say you've got notes up here. And you want to use that line in the middle now. So if you want to use it with reference to these 5 lines, then you just make what's called a little ledger line, and then you write a note on that line. Let me make it in the same, or about the same colors. So you just draw the little ledger line there, and then you draw your note on it. Okay? And then, so let's say I have notes down here, and the next note I want to be on that middle line. Well, I just make a little ledger line right here, and I put my note on it. Now, the funny thing is that this note and this note, those two that I just circled, those are actually on the same line, and those are the same piano key. So that's a little tricky. Now, what piano key is that? What piano key is on this imaginary line in the middle? That is middle C. And middle C is here on the piano. C is the key to the left of the 2 black keys. So this is the key to the left of the 2 black keys. And middle C, there's a bunch of these on the piano. Middle C is the one in the middle of the piano. And if you have a logo on your piano, then it's close to the logo. Usually the logo is right around this area on a piano, or right around here. So middle C is close to that one. So these are C's here, C, this is a C. See how they're all to the left of the 2 black keys. Not to be confused with F, which is to the left of the 3 black keys. Okay. With that in mind, let's learn some other C's. So remember, this is middle C. So what interval is this C above this C? Well, if you remember from the intervals, this is an eighth or an octave. This is an octave above middle C. So take a look at this. Here's middle C, and this is this line. So a second would be in this space. Let me get a different color. A second would be here. A fourth would be here. A sixth would be here. And that leaves us here. This is an eighth, an octave up. Okay. Oh my goodness. One big thing I haven't done here is I take it all back, because all of these, this doesn't really mean anything until I give it a clef. And so here is what's called the G clef. It goes like that. I mean, like this. Oh, sorry. And that. And it's basically a very ornate G. And when you see that, then this is middle C, and this third space up, that is the C above middle C right here. Okay, and then the bottom 5 lines you have in piano music. It's called the F clef, and perhaps you've heard other names for these 2 clefs. The G clef can be called the treble clef, and the F clef can be called the bass clef. Okay, so take a look. What's an octave? Now I want to figure out what is this C down here, way over here, an octave below middle C. So an octave below middle C, we're going to go down. So now remember that this line, let me move this middle C to be closer to the F clef, because it just would be easier on the eyes to see it that way. So this is middle C. Here's a second down, fourth down, sixth down, octave down. So that's third space down there is the C below middle C. Okay, so now we understand that when we have this middle line, we play this key, and it's the third space up, it's the C above that, and it's the third space down, it's the C below that. Okay, and now to put these clefs to use, these clefs show us, they're kind of landmarks for two other notes. This is the G clef, and the G clef tells you where G is. See how it circles this line? This line is being circled. So that's the G line. And when you see a note there, that's the letter G. So take a look. What interval? I'll draw middle C up here this time. Here's middle C. So these two notes are the same line, actually. Okay, what interval is it from middle C to G? Well, they're both on lines, so it's either a unison, third, fifth, or seventh. This is a fifth. So a fifth, and it's a fifth above middle C. So a fifth above middle C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is G. And you could have just figured out C, D, E, F, G. But I want to make that point that G is a fifth above middle C, or any C for that matter. But when you have it on this line, this is the piano key, the G above middle C. It's not to be confused with this G, or this G, or this G. It's only the G above middle C. And then let's learn for the F clef. The F clef tells us where F is. This is the F line. And see these two dots surround it, and also this dot, this goes right on the F line. So when you have a note on that line, that is F, the F below middle C. And what's the interval from middle C to the F line? That is a fifth down. So from there to there, that's a third. But from there to there, that's a fifth. So take a look back here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So memorize these 5 things for now. We'll learn some other C's in the future, but you've got middle C, that's the line in the middle, and then you've got the C above C, the third space up, and the C below C, that's the third space down. And it's all symmetric, all of this. Third space up, third space down. Second line up, that's a fifth above middle C, that's G, and that's on the G line. And then a fifth below middle C to there, that's on the F line, and that's F.